Welcome to your first flying lesson. I am Madam Hooch, and you will be learning today how to fly on a broomstick. Now, we're not just learning to fly for any reason. You are being trained to become the top Quidditch players. Now, for those of you who don't know, I will review the rules for Quidditch later, but before you can even begin to play Quidditch, you must learn how to properly handle a broom. But your broom hasn't arrived yet? You were given the supply list months ago. Anyway, just find the nearest thing that resembles a broom. Could be a yardstick, could be anything. I happen to have my broom here that I clean my house with. This will do just fine. The first thing you will need to do is lie the broom down next to you on the ground. The second thing is you must step next to the broom on the left side. Place your hand over the broom and say up. What was that? It's not working? So you're not putting enough feeling into it. Try again. Again, make sure on the left side of the broom, put your hand over it and say up. This isn't going to work for me if you are not trying hard enough. We're going to try one more time, and we will do this slowly. Put your hand over the broom and say up. First years. Alright, well, before we can try this, obviously, we're going to need some more practice. So first, we will practice very simple basics, and then we will try again to get our brooms up and moving. So come along as we practice our first skill for Quidditch. For our first exercise, we will work with passing something from one hand to the other. Because as you may know, or maybe not if you're first-year students here at Hogwarts, you must be nimble-handed with both hands when flying and playing Quidditch. Because as everybody knows, you must catch the snitch. And to catch the snitch, you must have quick agility with your hands. So we will pass the stick back and forth like this. But do not start just yet. You must wait for my whistle. On the count of 3, I will blow my whistle, and then you may begin practicing. You must do 10 repetitions back and forth. And again, you want to be quick and agile with both hands. Are you ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How did you do? If you dropped it, pause the video, rewind, and try again. I do not have time here to practice continually. We do have lessons to be taught. Alright, our next exercise is getting on and off the broom quickly. So you must take your broom and open your legs and stick the broom between your legs. Then you must practice jumping over and off on either side. So again, on my count of 3, but I will show you first. Again, you hold it, and you take your leg off and over, and then over and over. So very quickly to practice your speed and agility. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't stop now. 9, 10. Very well done. That one is much trickier than the first one. Alright, and our last one we will practice in this segment will be catching something. Now, right now, the only thing I have to catch, excuse me, I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, the only thing I have right here to catch is this beanbag, so we will make this make do. So you must catch quickly, because catching quickly is imperative to good Quidditch skills. So the first thing you will do is practice throwing it up and down like so. Again, 10 times is our magic number. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you need to use 2 hands, you can. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very well done. Now, we will try something slightly different. You will pass from side to side like this. Now the goal of this is to fly straight while catching. So you want to look straight ahead as you are passing back and forth. Now this might be quite difficult, so take your time and practice. Again, you can pause the video at any point to practice these skills. But on my count of 3 and my whistle, we will start practicing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So as you can see, I started by looking to make sure I could catch properly, and then I looked forward, because you don't want to crash into oncoming flyers during Quidditch. Okay, now on to our next lesson. First, you will need a folded up piece of paper in the shape of a triangle. The way you achieve this is by folding a rectangular piece of paper in half, folding it again, and then folding the corner to corner, and keep folding that triangle on itself until it is quite thick. Then you take a small piece of tape and attach it on the end like so. Now that you have your triangle, you need something to act as your goal. Now again, remember, we are practicing to become the best Quidditch players, so we need to practice our aiming skills. So I have here just a simple bookend. You can use anything that sort of resembles a goal and has a hole in it. And the aim of this practice is to get our triangle snitch, if you will, into the goal. So I will demonstrate for you, and then you may try it as well at home. So I'm just going to step over here. I place my triangle paper, one point down, the other point gripped by my pointer finger and my thumb. You then take your pointer finger and your thumb on your other hand, and you make an OK symbol, and you're going to flick the bottom of the triangle and try to get it through the hole. So let's see if I can show you guys the proper way to do this. Now I am a bit on the older side, so please bear with me. Alright, so again, you take your OK sign at the bottom, you hold it, and when you flick, you want to release with your other hand so that your projectile goes flying. Like so. Now that one was a miss, but again, as I mentioned, I am old, so bear with me. We're going to try again. Alright, that one was a bit closer. We're going to try one more time. Alright, grab and point and flick. Alright, that wasn't quite it either. We'll try one more time. Oh, so close. Oh well, pity. We're going to try one more time. Again, pointer finger, gripping the top and flick, and success! Now that, my young students, is how you properly aim and get the snitch into the goal. Alright, now, on to the rules of Quidditch. Now, to become an excellent Quidditch player, you must know all the rules. It is imperative. So, I will review them for you now, and if at this point you know too much because you know everything, you can skip forward in the video. But I suggest watching this part as it is crucial to becoming an excellent Quidditch player. So, the rules of play. The first rule is how many players? Well, there are a couple different kinds of players. The first is the keeper, and there is one of them. They guard the goal and try to prevent the other team from scoring. The second kind of player is a seeker, and there is usually one of those on each team as well. They try to spot and catch the golden snitch. The third kind of player is chasers, and there's usually about 3 of them, and they pass the quaffle and try to throw it through the goal's hoops. The next are beaters, and usually again there are 2. They protect the other players from bludgers while trying to hit bludgers using a small bat. Now I didn't show you this part of the game because it is quite dangerous and I didn't want to scare off any fursies we have here. Then there is also a team manager, and they develop strategies and tactics and the best way to play the game, and they also coach the other players and give them words of wisdom. And the last is a captain. They are the leader of the team. They come up with the strategies for the best rules in play, and they help manage practice schedules. So just like any sports team out there, you need to have all of these members to make sure you are the best Quidditch team out there. Now, I mentioned some funny words there. You might be questioning, Madam Hooch, what is a quaffle? Well, let me tell you, no fear. A quaffle is a ball that chasers use to score goals. So they use this, and it can only be thrown and caught with one hand. That's why we practice our exercises. The ball is usually red. The second thing I mentioned that might have thrown you for a loop are bludgers. Now, bludgers attack and attempt to unseat the nearest players. That's why we practice our movement on our brooms, to make sure that we are nimble and quick to avoid bludgers. The ball there is round and black, and it's made of iron, which can be quite dangerous. And the last is the golden snitch. The golden snitch is the fastest and smallest ball. That is the one that I talked about the most because I think it is the most important. And only the seeker can touch the snitch. So, those are the rules of playing, both with the players and the types of balls in the game. Now, I will just go over one more thing on my clipboard to make sure you know everything. How to play. So, the game starts when a referee releases the quaffle and bludgers and snitch. While beaters keep the bludgers at bay, the seeker goes off in search of the snitch. And that is again where you must look forward to not bump into any of these players or balls. Chasers try to get the quaffle through a hoop of the opposing team at the end of the field. Then the keeper blocks the hoop as to prevent it from scoring. And if a goal is scored, they toss the quaffle back into play and play continues. All players must avoid the bludgers and the snitch, unless you are the seeker. Then you must try to catch the snitch. If any player but one of the seekers comes in contact with the snitch, well then that is a foul, of course, and should be avoided at all costs. The length of the game varies and depends on how soon the seeker is able to catch the snitch. Games may also end by mutual consent between both team captains. But you do want to do your best to make sure you can catch the snitch quickly and efficiently, which is why we practice all of these skills and tips. Now let us try one more time to see if we can muster up the magic needed to lift our brooms. Very well, students, you have learned all the tips and tricks, and now we return to our first study, where we will see if we can lift the broom just by using our words. So, please step forward to the left side of your broom, place your hand above your broom, and say, up. And there you have it. The broom easily went up because you believed in yourself and you practiced your skills. Now you know all the rules, you have all the skills, and you too can become the greatest Quidditch player. Thank you for coming to our lesson, and we will see you again at our next one. Goodbye.